Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday morning, July 16th, 2019, and let's get you ready for the day weather-wise. We'll talk a little bit about the rest of the week. Two main stories for the rest of the week. One, we're going to see some rain at times, especially tomorrow. Not much today, but tomorrow. And then some serious heat coming our way. The hottest weather of the year so far, and perhaps our hottest weather in about 7 years coming our way at the end of the week and into the start of the weekend. And boy, one thing you notice when you step out the door this morning, it is more humid outside. Temperatures are in the lower 70s, and these are the dew points, kind of a measure of how much moisture there is in the atmosphere. And anytime we have dew points around 70, that's a pretty tropical air mass. That's the kind of air mass that is a little more typical of Florida at any time of the year. Around here, we see it fairly often in the summer, but whenever it gets this humid, it gets to be pretty uncomfortable outside. All right, the excessive rain outlook today, in other words, the flash flood outlook, highlights an area that's most likely to see a little too much rain today and into tonight from northwest Ohio down through central Indiana and down into western Kentucky, kind of along the lower Ohio River Valley. But as we transition into the day tomorrow, this risk for flash flooding and excessive rain shifts east. Now, some good news for us in that we've been drier lately, and so the ground can tolerate a little more heavy rain than a couple of weeks ago when we were all so waterlogged. It's actually dried out quite a bit in the last week to 10 days, especially in areas north of Interstate 80. So while we have a chance of some tropical downpours tomorrow, the ground, again, can withstand that a little bit easier than early in July and certainly during the month of June. It's going to be a cloudier day overall today. This is the early morning visible satellite picture as of 7:15 a.m., showing some clouds moving in. It's not going to be quite as beautiful of a day as we had yesterday. It's still going to be a warm day despite some clouds around. The temperatures this afternoon should have no trouble making it into the middle and even perhaps upper 80s this afternoon. And when you factor in those dew points in the lower 70s, yeah, pretty steamy day overall. What about the rain today? We have that chance this afternoon of a randomly placed shower or a thunderstorm, but you'll notice this afternoon the coverage is not very high. I don't think many of us will see rain this afternoon, but some of us could get a quick downpour, and with all this moisture in the atmosphere, any downpour could pack a punch for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. I don't think it'll last much longer than that in most cases. We have a chance of a passing shower or even a storm overnight tonight, but it's during the day tomorrow that I think we'll have much more activity. This is actually the remnant moisture of Barry, the tropical system that impacted the Gulf Coast region over the weekend. What's left of that circulation will kind of pivot through the Great Lakes tonight into tomorrow, and especially midday, afternoon tomorrow. I think the radar will turn pretty active. This is 1 o'clock p.m., 2 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. Pardon me, some scattered showers and storms, and any of these could bring a real hard downpour for a little while. There's going to be a very, very moisture-laden air mass for a lot of the day tomorrow. So that's something to watch out for. When it rains tomorrow, it could really rain for a little bit of time. Rainfall totals can be variable because of the variable nature of the shower and thunderstorm activity, especially tomorrow. But just as a general guide, over the next 48 hours, probably 3/4 of an inch to an inch worth of rain will be a good average. But you know how it goes at this time of the year. That's an average. Some places might see 1/4 of an inch in total, while some places might see a couple of inches if you get under a couple of downpours during the course of your Wednesday. So that's the way things will go. And boy, again, it's going to turn awfully hot. These are some model numbers, and the heat probably peaks Friday and Saturday. And then look what happens next week. I think this is going to be a fairly quick pattern change back to average or even below average. Keep in mind, our averages are pretty high at this time of the year. Our averages, high temperature-wise, are in the lower 80s. So days in the 70s next week, that's several days below average that we could string together in a row. So the heat is going to break. The fever is going to break pretty quickly once we get through the weekend. But again, the magic number here at the Youngstown Warren Airport, I've been talking about this, is 92. We've hit that many times in recent years, but we haven't hit 93 or higher since 2012. So 93 is our forecast for Friday and Saturday, and if we were to hit that, it would mean, yeah, it's our hottest weather since July of 2012. Heat index values getting up to about 100 or so. This could be heat advisory criteria, so especially sensitive groups such as young people, older people, and of course our four-legged friends will be especially prone to having some problems with the heat late this week and this weekend. So we've got to pay attention to all of those friends and neighbors and pets as well when it gets that hot. All right, I'll see you this evening on 21 News at 6 and 11. Have yourself a great Tuesday.